Paint Import. Paint Import is a nice new module that's in Dr. Smash. It has been around for a few years now, but it has just been given a nice revamp. First step for doing Paint Import is just setting up your defaults. What we do in your defaults is we just set up which PC is going to be doing your import and export. The export being what jobs are in Dr. Smash that the Paint shop can actually work on. And then your import being where is the file that the Paint company is giving Dr. Smash back with all the Paint information in it. So we'll set up that first. Then your second bit of your defaults is now your percentages that you'd like to use. For instance, what percentage of your total Paint money do you want to be allocated to Paint material? If I'm not mistaken, the average here is 55%. So Dr. Smash does automate that and automatically put it to 55%, but you are welcome to change that whenever you'd like. The other two figures that are there is your minimum profit and then your warning profit. So minimum profit being, let's say, 50%. As soon as it goes below 50%, please flag me. Your warning profit being, let's say, 65%. When it drops below 65%, please inform me so I can go catch this before it becomes a less profitable job than what I'm hoping for. So without further ado, let's go into the actual windows. So this is now, I've got the Paint exception report open. So that was where we went admin, management, stores, Paint exception report. So mine's obviously got some data in it. Okay, so the first place it opens to is your problem jobs. So this is going through the system and or all the Paint data that's been imported, checking it against your jobs and trying to tell you where there could be issues. So it's picked up in my time period that I've got quite a few issues that have come through. These top three, you can see there's no job number that they're assigned to. And it says the job number used has no match in Dr. Smash. So what that means is two pieces of information. One, that your current Paint program allows people to paint against a job that's not on the system. So what I know, I think it's Glazeret, the Glazeret one that I've worked with. They have a tick box that says you can only mix against jobs that have been exported from Dr. Smash. So it limits your painter's ability to paint against random job numbers. So these three top lines would now disappear because that wouldn't happen. So you've now gone, looked at it, you can see, okay, they've put a number in wrong or whatever it is, so you're fine with it. So you can come down to the bottom here and say set problem to scene, and it will now come off your list. So it's just coming up and telling me how much money I am saying I've seen, and that list has now become a lot shorter. You can see now in black I've got negative gross profits, which means if I show my details here, I have mixed for more money than I was actually allowed. So it's taken my 2,500 Rand paint that we originally quoted for, and it's given me my 55%. I think it's 55%. Yeah, it looks like 55%, which is my material cost. So my material cost should be, I want 50% profits on that. That's what my defaults have all said. But if we look at this first line, I've spent 2,000 Rand on paint material, and I should only have spent 1,300 Rand. So now I need to go find out why this has happened. So you would go to your Paint shop program and actually look at the details of this. We just give you an allocation. You say, there is a problem here, go have a look. So this is now saying, let's go look at that job. And you might find there's another part that you've now painted that wasn't on the list of things to be painted, but the painter painted it because it was required. So you now need to make an extra to try get that figure correct. So let's say it's 27664. Let's see if that's open. 277. 277,664. No, okay, so it's not open. Let's use one that is open. Okay, so I'm going to just go to my open jobs. Okay, this one here has no paint against it, but it's got a paint price against it. So let's use that one instead. It's a better example. 27878. 27878. Just check that it's the same job. Walton Chemicals, yes it is. Okay, so we go in. We've obviously gone to our paint shop. We found out what part it was. So we've said, okay, we needed to do extra painting on the left front door blend or something like that. And it's an extra 500 Rand, please. And I'm going to just say,
Yes.
yeah, I'm just going to make it quick and easy to just do the authorization. Internally authorize. Okay, so you can see I've already authorized it through. If we go to our job costing, obviously that's now pulled through to our job costing. So there it is there. Okay, so I push save. If I come back here and I now refresh, there's my job. It's now fallen away. It was 27, there it is there. You can now see my total paint allowed was 500 Rand. So I was allowed to mix 275 Rand. So now at the very least, I've made 24% profit on it. And you've now been able to pick up that fault and work through it. So all of these in red that are coming up here, they're under my 50% profit. I can now go look at it and find out why. Is it below it? Is it because I've overmixed and my painters aren't efficient? Or is it because I need to apply for extras that have been required but weren't actually put through the system? Okay, so if I go back to my problem jobs, okay, obviously we've got our negatives, but we've also got this one here. Paint was mixed before the job start date. How is your painter mixing against a job that's not actually on your shop floor yet? So it's alerting you to the fact that you now need to go find out why is that one being mixed. So that happens to actually be the one we've just put the 500 Rand on. But when you went and looked at it, you would have found out, oh, okay, someone just hadn't jobbed it yet on Dr. Smash. So they were working on it and that's why the dates were wrong. So it's a simple clerical error, or no, this guy was actually mixing and taking it home to go paint his own car. You've got your other ones here. Let's just put this in order. That was mixed against a cancelled job. So you're no longer actually doing that job, or you've cancelled it for whatever reason, and they've still got paint mixed against. Now you can go look and find out why has there been paint mixed against that job. Is it just, again, a clerical error? It was done between job numbers, and then this was done for a deleted job. It would also obviously tell you if it's been mixed against a delivered job. So the car's no longer on your shop floor. It's now left your shop floor and they're mixing against it. It just gives you an alert as to where to find all your information. And as you can see, again, in the colors, we've got our 50% minimum. So anything below 50% is coming up in red. Anything between 50 and 60 comes up in yellow. Let me just show you a yellow. And then anything above 60 is in green because you're now making more than 60% profit. You're definitely smiling all the way to the bank. Black is just obviously a caution. This is under 0%, so you're definitely making a loss. So it just brings your attention to that. There's no defaults to change that. How do you use the screen? I've shown you most of it just by going around, but you've got your date ranges, so you can adjust your date range so you're only showing specific time periods. One of the questions I'm commonly asked for this is these dates, does it refer to the job or does it refer to the paint? And if it does refer to the paint, is it just the latest paint mix or is it the total paint mixes? So what this system does is when it looks at the date range, it looks at the last mixed date. So against job 27714, the last mixed date was the 23rd of the 1st. So it falls into our range. Anything outside of that range, we've probably looked at and we are probably happy with already. If we've marked something as seen and we are happy with it, and we've taken it off our list, and then they mix against that job again, it will then come back onto this list so we can then see it. So it gives you a lot of flexibility to only see information that pertains to current information. So you can now shorten this to now say February, and let's reset that listing, and you'll probably find, yes, that list now gets a lot shorter because those are now the things that have happened in that shorter paint period. Obviously, my data is old, so I'm going quite far back to try and get the information. You can do it with out-of-date range, so that's just all your open jobs. You can see everything you've ever done for the importing and all your problems you've ever looked at. So I think that's a lot of the screen covered. Your stats at the bottom here are fairly simple. What's in this whole list? What was your allowed? What have you actually used? So what is your average jobs for that period, or how much have you actually done in that period? It's 30%. So your average of all of that there works out at 30%.